Hello and welcome to another video. And the Amico is dead. Long live the Amico. Not really. um, I just tried a bit of a sort of a random vlog thing. I did try using my Blue Yeti mic. It used to be absolutely brilliant, and yet I'm not using it at the moment. I'm back to using my normal HyperX headset because for some reason this particular headset. There is a noise cancellation thing in Windows 10. Yet if I hook up I'm sure it used to be able to use this before, but I hook up the Blue Yeti now, and there is no option for noise cancellation, and you end up with a load of crappy noise in the background, and that really is annoying, very noisy and annoying. I've watched a couple of tutorials on how to do the same thing use the Yeti, but use OBS, and you can add an audio input at capture, and you can try a noise gate and a noise suppression, and it didn't make a jot of difference. It just made it quieter. So not quite sure what's going on there, but it's absolute pain in the backside to use. But I thought I'd try a bit of a random vlog because I enjoy the vlogs of other people when they cover various random topics. It doesn't always have to be about computers or even Amico. And let's face it, the Amico there's nothing really to talk about now at the moment anyway, not until bankruptcy comes, and then then we'll talk about the bankruptcy. I say famous last words because then something pops up like OEB Pete jacking in his channel, and that's quite interesting to cover. But I don't just I say I like to random vlogs, and there have been times where just recently even I've covered a couple of random things. Like there was a brief vlog where I talked about replacing the bulbs in bathroom lights, spotlights, and same with that, and also to do with the Samsung fridge freezer. I think this came up on there. The video made about that. Certainly with the bathroom lights. There was one guy who'd subscribed for Amico stuff, and at the same time he was having problems with his bathroom lights. So it came for one thing, and also got help from something else completely random. So that was pretty interesting. But I don't know, just a few things. Saturday, I'll put this out on Monday morning, so you got something to have a listen to as we start the week. But Saturday just gone would have been my granddad Stan's 97th birthday, if he was still here. He's called, his name was Stanley, but we always referred to him as Gogga. My grandparents on my mum's side were Nana and Gogga, and I never knew my parents. My grandparents on my mother's, they're on my mother's side. I never knew my grandparents from my dad's side because they passed away long before I was born. I think for whatever reason, did they die when he was a kid? I know he and his twin brother Tony, they went to live in where is it now? Blackpool, I think. I think they went to stay with an auntie, and I know. We all sort of lived in the Stockport, Hazel Grove area, whereas his twin brother, for whatever reason, went to live in Whitley Bay, up in Newcastle upon Tyne. So it's quite a distance away. Why they were so far away, I don't know. But sadly, not everyone's alive out of that family. Only my cousin, basically, Fiona, still alive, whereas everyone else has passed away sadly, and both my parents have passed away. My mum last year and my dad in 2015. My granddad passed away in 2009, and the reason why I sort of mentioned him here was he would have been 97 on Saturday if he was still alive, but he died at 84. But he was in World War II and he injured his back when he and all the men that he was with had to jump out of a plane over the Rhine in World War II. They shouldn't really have jumped out at that time, and he basically landed in a tree after which he suffered for the rest of his life ankylosing spondylitis. Ankylosing, I don't know, I think that's, I'm not quite sure if that's quite how you pronounce it, but ANKYLOSING Yes, I had to type that out. So there were 13 men altogether, and the rest of them all landed on the ground. But instead, they were spotted by the enemy, and not a single one of them survived. Meanwhile, they all thought, Gaga, my granddad. Obviously, when Lady Gaga came about, that was just, he found that quite amusing that he was Gaga and there was a Lady Gaga. But yeah, the enemy basically thought that because he was lying motionless in a tree, that my granddad was already dead. So they just left him to it. So I just figured that because given the astronomical odds in which he managed to cheat death and survive, that meant at the time he must have been the Jack Bauer of World War II. But I would love to know what he would have made of Putin. I bet he could have torn Putin a new one, that's for sure. But anyway, it was just sort of nice to mark the moment that yeah, another 3 years and it would technically be his 100th birthday, so that would be 2025. Christ, where does the time go? So I'm talking about sort of various random topics and tried a bit of GTA 5 on the PS5 recently. I'm enjoying it. I mean, the using the PS5 controller did seem to take a little sort of getting used to at first, and didn't feel quite as fluid as when I'm using my Xbox One S controller with the PC, and it led to the shooting in the opening level feeling a little bit off. But I'm kind of slowly getting used to it, so I think I'll get there. Don't know why it's a bit different. Then again, I suppose every controller is different, so it does take you a little bit of time to get used to it. I mean, it does. I still, from time to time, I'll still play GTA 5 on the PC. Although now I've got the PS5 version, I'll just play that because yes, my PC can do 4K, but because it's not the latest thing. I know it's got a GTX 1660 Super. It's just easier to the PS5 is just working fine with the 4K 60 frames a second, etc. So it's just easier to go with that. It can do all the hard work and just save any sort of PC problems that you'll get. And also, the story mode loads in a lot faster on the PS5 with the SSD, whereas on the PC it just seems to take absolutely forever. I know the was it Red Dead Redemption 2? That takes about 2 minutes. It seems about 90 seconds to 2 minutes to to load in a game from when you're first playing it for the first time in that session. So that can be an absolute bit of a pain. And it does look stunning, but I do find the faces of the three main characters. So we've got Trevor, Franklin, Michael. They could do with a little remodelling, given that we're 2 generations on from the PC. And we're playing the same game across 3 generations of consoles as well as a PC. Yeah, I mean, I don't know whether it's. I know they've added RTX and stuff like that, but maybe a little bit of work could have done on the faces. I suppose maybe that would have been too much work to change in the game, as opposed to just making tweaks here and there that can just run throughout the game on the whole. Just sort of giving it an upgrade, wholesale, rather than trying to sort of tweak individual little things, which would just take forever to try and process into the game. Also, again, sort of fairly random topic. I'm reaching a certain age soon, and I'm really feeling my age as well at times. I've got a big birthday coming up. See if you can guess what it is. Well, I mean, if you obviously I'm into Atari 2600 video games, and there's only one age that people that age are approaching, or a lot of them have already approached it, and I just I could do with not being that old. Just end up quite recently actually. I was just walking downstairs, and all of a sudden, click, click, clicking one of the knees. What's all that about? I think there's another click coming along now as well. Click, 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 click. You remember when you used to be able to sleep through the entire night without needing to get up to perform your ablutions? Yeah, I remember those days. Maybe it's I'm turning into like a, I don't know, into an old man or something. I find myself going for, maybe this is a working from home thing. Since I stopped working in the office and now sort of doing like a, just you're working from home and you want to sort of go for a, I don't know, like a walk at lunchtime. Although I used to kind of do that before, from the office anyway. Whether there's going to be like a working from office again soon, I don't know. But for the time being, it's working from home. But I enjoy sort of going for a walk, and what was it? We're in 2022 now. 2016, I broke my right arm. Just tripped over while drunk and landed on the pavement. And so when I came round, no one helped me up, and I just found myself looking. I was lying on my back, and I looked behind me, and I could see my chicken and chips now on the floor, on the ground. No one came along to help me. I had to get myself back up. Maybe they just thought, oh, it's some drunk who's fallen over. Yeah. Whenever I see anyone else fall over, people come to help, but no one helped me. And so, anyway, I managed to get myself back up, and I just thought I'd really bruised my arm. And I had to, because I sat down on the bus when that came eventually. So I ran because I thought the bus was coming, and the bus was there. I thought it was about to leave, but it wasn't. I had a good long, better than 10 minutes before it actually went. And even if I had missed it, there would have been another one about 10 minutes later. So it was just stupid. And it was okay. I had about 8 weeks off work while this healed, but I used to be able to. I can still do it with my left arm. You know how people click their fingers, just like pop the air and stuff like that. I can do that with my left elbow. I wonder if I can do it. Don't know whether you can pick that up, but obviously, I can do it with my. Well, not necessarily, obviously. I can do it with my. What do you call it? With the fingers a lot. I can't. Once I've done it with my elbow, I can't do it for a while. And I used to be able to do that with my right elbow until I broke the arm, and now I can't do that at all. So that's really gutting. So I'd rather have been in work for those 8 weeks and been still been able to click that elbow. But yeah. Anyway, then a couple of days later, because I couldn't get a lift to the hospital until after that. Although ironically, I should have, if I'd stayed on the bus, I would have got a bit further on, and I would have got to where the hospital is, and then I could have gone into A&E then. But it just, then again, I was going to say it hurt too much to be X-rayed, but then it still hurt the same 2 days later anyway when I did go in. So I wouldn't recommend breaking your arm. It bloody hurts. But it's just been. But I used to pass the time by going for walks, which I just made longer and longer. And so I don't know, I can fit in a good sort of walk during lunchtime most days. And then just recently I've come across the someone's mentioned the TransPennine Trail, which is it's in Stockport. Well, it's in a few different places. So obviously it's all connected, and I just sort of I just found out where there's a point near me where you can sort of get onto it and then sort of start going for a walk. And it's very nice, but someone said watch out for the cyclists, which is true, because I nearly bumped into one of them, or they just nearly hit me, and I should have been looking out for them since I know what the score is. So that is a bit of a daft thing to do. But what I did realise was it took about half an hour to get to the trail from my house. What I should have done is a half-hour walk, and I only had about an hour and a half time to do this. So I should have really set off earlier. But what I ended up doing was what I should have done which I'll learn for next time, is even though I wanted to try and avoid driving, and obviously we know the cost of petrol is going up the bloody roof. It shouldn't be going up the roof because in the UK we only get 5% thereabouts of our gas and whatnot from, or wherever it is, from Russia. So why everything's just shooting up? It's just profiteering from the bastard, oil companies and gas companies. And I'd like to think that they're going to do a windfall tax on the companies like that, the gas and oil companies and the water companies, all those companies that make a fortune. If they do a windfall tax, then they can use that to put up against the cost of our bills that are going up. But the lot we have in power at the moment are unlikely to do that because they only think about themselves and sod everyone else. But yeah, still, so if it would take about 5 minutes to drive to the point where where I can get onto the trail, and I can just sort of park on a side street and then walk onto the trail, and then just have a good long walk down there. It's not something, unfortunately, that you can do like a circle route, and well, I mean you can do. There is scope for that. It would be a bloody long circle, so I'm not going to be doing that anytime soon. But yeah, go for a walk. I mean, maybe is it an age thing? I just, when I was a kid, I was quite happy to just sort of sit indoors all day and play video games, including the ZX Spectrum. And now I'm thinking, we'll play games for a bit and then go outside and get some bloody fresh air. Is that part of getting old? I don't know. Anyway, I ramble on long enough on this particular vlog, so let me know what you think of this kind of vlog in the comments below, and if people watch it, if people like it, I'll do another. Just it'd be nice to just have something to talk about other than bloody Amico, even computer games, just something a bit sort of more general, because we all have general topics in life that we deal with. So anyway, let me know what you think, and leave a comment and let me know what you think, and I'll keep saying let me know what you think. And anyway, like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe if you haven't already, click on the bell for all the notifications, and cue Genesis.